So, Jack, F1 is back. It is time, finally, for the Dutch Grand Prix. Oh my god, I am so excited.
It's been too long.
Too long, man. Too long. I'm
Too
so
long,
excited.
but we're back.
We're
We're
back.
back with the live streams.
Yep, we are. We're live streaming. We'll be live for qualifying and the race, as usual.
Can't wait. I can't wait. It's been too long.
Yes, it has. But
It's been ages.
it has. We're here for our preview and predictions. First of all, let's just reflect on last year's race. It wasn't a... we usually use the races last season to sort of give our predictions a little bit of, I want to say, credibility, right?
Well,
However, last season was the most left field Dutch Grand Prix we could have gotten.
well, we always get a left field Dutch Grand Prix.
Well, I wouldn't say not necessarily. I just think last year's was
Something always happens.
It was so outrageously unpredictable that trying to base our predictions this season off last season is almost impossible.
Well, yeah, I saw a stat on it: 112 overtakes after lap one.
Something like that. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, and I hope for more the same.
Yeah, I hope so as well. Currently, the weather on Thursday is looking like we're going to get rain on Friday for practice, and we are going to get a sprinkle on Saturday, but it doesn't look like we're going to get rain on Sunday as of right now.
Well, we didn't think we were getting rain last year, did we? And then we had that monsoon that happened inside three laps, and that was it.
Yeah, we did. But that's interesting because that means, obviously, Dutch weather is very similar to the UK. We're very much in the same hemisphere. The weather's very, very similar. In fact, I'd just go as far as to say it's exactly the same weather. It's unpredictable.
Yeah.
It's unpredictable.
The only difference is that's on the coast, isn't it, Sandport?
Yes, yeah, it is.
So you've got all the sea spray coming in as well. Wind picks up.
Yeah.
So, if anything, it's even worse.
Yeah, it's even worse. But right now, rain on Friday, maybe a slight shower on Saturday. But on Sunday, currently, it should be dry. But as you mentioned, Zandvoort, especially unpredictable weather. It can change. Let's take us through the last season's results then. So the qualifying session, Max Verstappen qualified on pole ahead of Lando Norris and George Russell. Alexander Albon qualified 4th in the Williams and ahead of Fernando Alonso in 5th. So still a little bit of a mixed bag, but Williams
it's unpredictable.
It's unpredictable.
Use anything from last year, this year. You can't use anything from the year before to this year.
One thing I will say is that I think this will come into my predictions as well, is that Williams looked very strong here last year, and I think they'll look strong again. We know they are into this weekend bringing updates on the weight of the car. They're making it lighter. So hopefully that allows them to activate some of the performance that they're maybe not being able to show. And I think potentially it was a good race for them last year. If they can take some of the weight off the car, maybe it can push them further up the midfield this weekend. What?
You and Williams. Williams. It's a common theme.
It's only like you and Mercedes. You're always sucking off Mercedes going, updates.
No, I bring factual evidence. When I've said Mercedes bring updates, they always bring updates.
Yeah, that's only happened recently. But the last few years, before this podcast, you'd be like, Mercedes bringing upgrades. Shit never happens. And it's only recently that they've got shit right.
They've started listening to me.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
Exactly. There you go.
No,
You and Williams, God.
Williams are bringing updates. They're bringing weight reduction updates. So
I know, it's just your love for them.
I love Williams. I do.
Brilliant. That's all I've heard for the past 3 weeks from you.
I do love Williams. But yeah, that's also on the Ferrari side of things. Ferrari are bringing a new floor.
Yeah, their floor's coming early. It was only supposed to be at Monza, but it's now coming in Zandvoort.
Which is interesting because I think Ferrari could be a dark horse. We know their problems come from the fact that their car bounces, according to Charles Leclerc. Their performance is hidden by that. And they were good around Monaco. Once again, another high downforce circuit such as Zandvoort. Maybe a little bit more faster speeds, but still very high downforce. If Ferrari can maybe stop the bouncing and sort of unlock that performance, potentially, could we see Ferrari fighting for a win?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's there. Is this upgrade going to work for them? The Imola one didn't.
No, it definitely did not.
No. Is this one? We don't know. I mean, more upgrades. Mercedes
are bringing upgrades.
They're bringing their Spa upgrades that they didn't use.
Yes. So we'll see what effects that has on the Mercedes.
Yeah.
But either way, that's pretty much what's happening for the teams this weekend. In terms of the race result, we took you through qualifying. In terms of the race result for the Dutch Grand Prix, it was the crazy race. Max Verstappen, followed by Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly. Sergio Perez recovered 4th, followed by Carlos Sainz. Hamilton and Norris very close behind as well. Yeah. So despite the crazy race, it still was close in the end. And I think we'll see more of the same this weekend.
Yeah, I think it'll be relatively close.
Yeah. Very much so. But now that we've given the sort of very, very light preview of this weekend based off last season, even though we can't really say much.
No,
we can't really say much. Let's move on to our predictions then. So, Jack, who have you got for pole position?
Lando Norris.
Okay, Lando Norris. Go. Tell me why.
Lando Norris. I think his 1 lap pace is really good. It's really there. It's like we've seen it pretty much all year.
Yeah.
His 1 lap pace is 100% there. I think that McLaren is arguably the best car at the moment on the grid. I mean, obviously, we'll see. Get confirmation in Zandvoort if it's there, but over the past few races before the break, it was. And I think Lando still has the edge over Oscar.
That's fair enough. What's interesting about that is you say Lando Norris. The amount of slander I've seen for Lando Norris over the summer break has been absolutely insane.
Oh yeah, they're
crazy.
Just like I can't be dealing with them. Like they obviously don't follow F1 or they've got an agenda.
Well, I think it's got to be an agenda. I mean, I've seen so many fans, so-called fans, be like, "Oh, Oscar Piastri is a better driver. Lando Norris is washed." It's okay to have the opinion that you prefer Oscar as a driver. There's nothing wrong with that. But to discredit Lando for what he's done this season is foolish. He's second in the championship.
Yeah. Well, do you know what I think the problem is? I think the problem we've had this year that could play a part is the fact that last year was so boring. People started watching this year, thought it was going to be boring again like we did.
Yeah.
Because Max went on that rampage, stopped watching, and then they've come back for the past couple of races, and Oscar's actually been really good for the past couple of races. So they've hopped on the agenda, and they haven't seen that midpoint where Lando was the standout driver.
Imagine if that's the case.
No, but I wouldn't be surprised because people do, like, after last year, people have just stopped watching Formula One, seen that it's actually ridiculously good again for the last couple of races. Mercedes are back, McLaren are back, Ferrari are there, and they've started watching, and they've just missed a whole chunk of the season. They have, and I've seen it online. People have missed a chunk of the season.
I wouldn't be surprised. But this is what I mean. Like, if you give me Lando or Oscar at the moment and say which one is more likely to win you a race, I'm picking Lando Norris. I'm sorry, I'm picking Lando Norris. Like, what? Are you crazy? Like, yeah, Oscar's great. He's had a great couple of races, but as Lando still proved in Hungary, he had the pace to beat Oscar.
To win a race right now, I don't know, I'm 50-50 on it, but to win a championship for the team, I'm hands down going with Lando.
Exactly. I think this Lando slander has gone too far. It is
going too far, and it's a mixture of Lando slander and Oscar hype.
Yeah.
Like, let's just pat down. Yeah, obviously he's way less experienced than him. Like, we know the experience level's just majorly different. But you've just got to like leave it. Obviously, it's easy to jump on Lando with the amount of times that he's bottled his pole positions, his wins, everything.
Yeah.
But he's still a top class driver, and he's still better than Oscar at the moment.
Over as an all round driver, Lando Norris is he's top 3 easily. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, my pole position, I've got Max Verstappen. I think, and the thing is, everyone's like, oh, that's a boring pick. It's not. He hasn't won since Canada. Being a boring pick is actually what you've done, and have gone for a McLaren. Alright? I've gone for the underdog here. Alright?
No, you haven't gone for the underdog here.
No.
Any other track, he is kind of more gone underdoggy. Zandvoort, I wouldn't say he's an underdog at all.
This, on current form, I mean...
No, it's Zandvoort. Like we saw in Belgium and Zandvoort on Max Verstappen. Like, you could put him in the fucking Toro Rosso. You would still put it in the fucking top 5.
It's hard to bet against Max here. I think there's a couple of factors. There's a couple of factors that go into this for me. Number one, Max hasn't won since Canada. He's going to come back with a reinvigoration to win Canada. His home. Yeah, he hasn't won since Canada. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm very sure.
No, Spain was after Canada.
Oh, Spain, sorry.
Yeah.
There's going to be a reinvigoration in Max. And he's going to, and it's his home Grand Prix. He's going to want to win, and he's going to tear it up. So I've gone for a pole for Max.
Yeah, but if he's not on pole, he's going to crash.
Well, if he's not on pole, I think it's not going to be as easy to overtake as it was last season, because last season was definitely fueled by the what you call it, the weather conditions and the tire offsets and stuff. So it won't be as easy this year, but I still think even if he doesn't start on pole, if he starts top 3,
if Max
he wins.
Is down the field or mid at the front, like in 5th, he's going to be too hot-headed.
Well, we'll see, won't we? But anyway, I've gone for Max pole. What are your top 3 for the Dutch Grand Prix?
Top 3. So 3rd,
yep,
I've gone with Verstappen.
Okay, yep.
2nd, I've gone with Oscar. And 1st, I've gone with Hamilton.
Okay, so we had that whole Lando conversation. What's happened there then?
I think there will be a coming together
with Lando and
Ferrari.
A Ferrari. Okay, so what you're saying is after the Dutch Grand Prix, this Lando slander is going to continue.
Oh yeah, no, this Lando slander's happening all year.
Yeah,
I can see it now, and we're overdue a crash.
A big one.
Of the front lot, yes.
Yeah. We had the Austria one, but that wasn't that big. That was just a slight tap. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a Silverstone 2021 side.
We're overdue something here, and I've just got a feeling Lando's going to be involved in it.
All right. I mean, if anything, I think Verstappen would be involved in that, but we'll.
Oh well, yeah, but I just don't know if the pace of the Red Bull's there.
I've been saying this to you all summer break. Actually, I don't think I've mentioned it on the pod, but I have the feeling that if there is a big crash, I think it's Hamilton and Verstappen. I can feel it. I can feel it in the air. It's Lewis and Max.
I can see something brewing for the remainder of this year between them two.
I can feel it because I know
something's brewing and it's going to explode.
Because the thing is, the form Hamilton's in right now, I think he could easily win the most races for the rest of the season if Mercedes continue to perform.
He could. If Mercedes is there, he could.
And if Verstappen's there as well, I mean, it is a match made in hell for a crash.
Something is gonna go
on. But anyway, my top 3. 3rd place, I've gone with Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
I think those Ferrari upgrades will come in handy, and I think Charles will snatch another podium. 2nd place, I've gone with Lewis Hamilton. I think the form he's in right now, he will definitely snag a podium. Whether it's 3rd or 2nd, he'll do it. But I don't think there's anyone else that can win other than Max Verstappen. I think he'll dominate. I think it's a whitewash for Max. I think it could be a Grand Slam. I really do. It is. I think he's coming back into this second half of the season, and I really do think it's going to be 2023 Red Bull Max Verstappen. He is going to wipe the floor with everyone this weekend.
I see it more being a 2017-18 Max Verstappen.
Well, we'll see, but I genuinely think this Max is I think he's overdue a win. Let's be real here.
Yeah,
he's overdue a dominant win.
He is overdue a win. You're right. I don't know with Max, with all the other teams there, with these Ferrari upgrades. It's a realistic possibility. If Red Bull haven't actually done anything, it's a realistic possibility that Red Bull are fourth fastest.
Well, that doesn't count for that. Yeah, you could be right. I think you mentioned it, though, in Belgium. Max has, despite the Red Bull's pace, 2 or 3 extra tenths over everyone else, no matter what.
Well, at Belgium, yeah. At Zandvoort, it's a little different in a way. Max, not to discredit Max, I've got to tread carefully what I say.
Yeah, you really do.
I think Max Verstappen, a couple of times, the driver who is on pace with him, or as fast, if not faster than him at Zandvoort, has been further down the grid because of their poor qualifying performance.
So
what I'm saying, if someone qualifies near him who is on pace with him, I don't think he wins Zandvoort. I don't think he dominates like he does in Belgium.
It's a very interesting commentary. That
I just feel that I think some driver, I think a Lando, I think of George, I think of Lewis, I think all 3 of them could easily be faster than Max around here. Whereas we go to Belgium and I just look at Belgium and I get scared for what Max is going to do. Whereas at Zandvoort, I view other drivers faster than him still. And it's not that... He hasn't got that aura that he does at Belgium for me. At the moment.
No, he doesn't have that aura around here that he does around Belgium, but I think he's still got those extra tenths in the tank. But you actually bring up a good point. One driver that we haven't mentioned, George Russell, very quick in qualifying around here. I don't think we can count him out.
Yeah, qualifying, he is good around here. He has been. I don't know his race pace, though, around here. If you look at his race pace, it's not always there around here.
No, it's not, but he did... Last year was an unlucky year for George Russell.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't judge it off previous years, really, Zandvoort.
No, it's been chaotic every time,
No.
So... Yeah, but his qualifying was good. But either way, let's move on to your biggest star of the weekend. Who's going to impress you the most? Who is it going to be?
Alpine.
Ooh, why?
Alpine. I don't know. I've just got a feeling that they'll go well around here.
Is it the fact that Gasly nicked a podium?
I mean, obviously Gasly nicked the podium. Ocon did well. They did the previous year quite well, if I remember rightly. I don't know. I just see them comfortable top teners and being the top of the midfield, ahead of Aston Martin, ahead of Visa Cash App.
Yep.
I see them being probably the 5th fastest team.
All right. Okay, that's fair enough. My biggest star is Alexander Albon. From what I mentioned at Williams at the start of the I said I was going to come back to it. This is the reason. I think Alex Albon will. He qualified very, very well last year. And in the amongst of the chaos, managed to finish 8th, grab some points for Williams. Hopefully, these Williams upgrades come in. And if they do well, I think Albon will have a good race. And I think he'll score some points.
Okay.
Who's your biggest flop of the weekend?
Alexander Albon.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man. What? Come on, bro. Oh my god, bro. You couldn't get more yin and yang if you fucking tried. Bloody hell. Okay, why do you think Alex Albon's the flop of the weekend?
I think he's going to mess up.
Alright.
Don't get me wrong, he's had a stable year. I've just got a feeling that he's going to mess up. He's going to go too hard. And I don't think he's going to full-on outdo Logan as much as we think, and I think he's going to bin it in the race as well.
Well, we also have to remember that Logan Sargent did have a very good qualifying around here last year.
Isn't it bad, no?
He qualified 10th.
Yeah.
So, you know, Logan won that pace is on record okay.
I don't know. I think Albon's just going to really disappoint me this weekend.
All right. Well, we'll see, won't we? I mean, I think the opposite.
So salty,
mate. I hope Albon destroys. I did have another comment I was going to put out there, but I'm not going to. Well, no, I'm going to put it out there actually. I know I'll get slated for it, but I don't care.
No.
If we have another crazy race and there's an outside shout out of the top 8 for a podium, it's Alex Albon. I'm just saying.
No.
That I am just saying.
Stroll's got more of a chance of getting a podium than Albon.
Stroll can get up and fuck off. Right, and sorry, Stroll. That was very mean of me.
What?
Sorry, Stroll. Sorry, Stroll. What else? Okay, so flop of the weekend. Oh, you already said your flop. It's Alex Albon. Of course it is. My flop of the weekend. I'm gonna get so much. Oh, I hope no one's watched this far. Oscar Piastri. The reason is because no. I've got a good reason, and you'll agree with me here. Actually, I know you'll agree with me. He's on a good run of form, right?
Yeah.
However, he has been severely overhyped. At least in comparison to Lando.
I think he's been overhyped.
It's not. Let's not take anything away from Oscar. He's had brilliant last few races. I think he's been overhyped, and I think this will be the race where he finishes at sort of the tail end of that top 8, maybe 6th, 7th. He'll definitely beat Perez, but
Perez ain't finishing this race.
Perez ain't finishing with points, but he'll definitely.
No, Perez ain't finishing the race. He's crashing.
All right, but I think he'll finish. You know, sort of where he did in Japan, China, sort of thing. You know, Spain. I think it'll be one of them where it's not a bad performance. It's just like he sort of gets maybe stuck in a DRS train. Maybe he's out qualified ever so slightly. I think it's going to be one of them. It's not necessarily a bad drive, but I think because he's been overhyped and the expectation now is, oh, Oscar Piastri could win this race, I think it's going to be brought back down to earth, and then everyone's going to kind of be a little bit disappointed.
You just want the hype train to stop.
No, I don't. I love Oscar. I want the hype train to keep going, but I just think it's a bit ridiculous how everyone's jumping on this, oh, Oscar's the best driver on the grid. It's not. He's just not, though. He's like... Like, bro, I'd love for Oscar to win a championship. I really would. I'd be more than happy.
Don't start backtracking now.
I'm not backtracking. I'm being honest.
Own
I think he's just been overhyped. I think people are stupid as fuck. Just overhyping him. But what the fuck is going on? Like, why? Like, stop overhyping him. I think it's less about the overhype of Oscar. I think it's how much they use Lando to like prop him up. Like, if they didn't diss Lando and they propped him up anyway, I think I'd have less of a problem with it. But it's the fact that they use other drivers as, like, slightly poor performances to prop him up. It's just what pisses me off.
Okay.
So, anyway, that's my rant done. Oscar Piastri, flop of the weekend, because he's not going to win the race and everyone's going to go, ah.
Well, that's not really a flop of the weekend. That's not Oscar Piastri's fault.
No, it's probably... When you put it like that, no, it's not Oscar's fault. I think it'll be a good weekend from Oscar, but I think...
So, man's just said it's going to be a good weekend, but he's your flop. Okay.
Yeah, in comparison...
You just want to annoy everyone else.
In comparison to the expectations that have been put on him, I think it will be a flop.
Well,
but that's not...
expectations been put on him.
I think it has, though.
No, it hasn't.
I think it has.
I think they've just saying that Oscar Piastri is as good as Lando Norris.
No, they're not. They're not.
It's wrong.
They're saying that he's better.
Yeah, well, you can't call him a flop for finishing 4th.
No,
because that's an expectation.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm gonna say he's the flop of the weekend based on expectations of what everyone's hyping him up to be.
Based on everyone else's hype. he could be a flop.
Yes,
But
I'm going to
based
go
on
with that.
realistic expectation.
It's Perez.
Oh, well, that's a cop-out.
It's not a cop-out because I think if Verstappen wins the race and dominates it, as I predicted, I don't think Perez scores points. And if he doesn't...
Perez is a cop-out.
I don't think it's a cop-out. I think he's
Perez
got
is a cop-out.
He has to finish 8th. If he doesn't finish 8th, it's...
He has to finish 8th.
He has to.
If Verstappen is dominating, no.
This is what I mean. This is why...
Shit.
This is why he's the flop. This is why he's a flop. I don't think he scores points.
Yeah,
I really don't.
He flops every weekend.
Yeah, but I think it'll be extra floppage this weekend.
How can you extra floppage after, like, some of the races he's had?
I just think it will. I just think it'll be extra stinky. I don't know why. I just
think he's going to crash.
Extra stinky feelings about Perez.
I've just got extra feelings he's in the wall.
But anyway, contrary to popular belief, Oscar Piastri is not better than Lando Norris. I love Oscar, though. Anyway, that's it for our predictions. Catch us live on Saturday and Sunday for the qualifying and the race. We'll see you in a bit.